All right, the first spiritual experience or the first question?
I have one or three. I'll just share
I have
one.
something to share on this.
Okay, very good.
All right. I just wanted to share that I've started waking up again at around 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, every night that I wake up, I go out and I see the Messiah star that's right across in front of my balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And last night, too, I guess for about a month, I had another dream about my mom who has transitioned. And I saw her in the dream, and she was smiling, and it didn't startle me, but it felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
It felt really good. So I just wanted to share that with my family, like she's happy, you know?
That's right.
So that made
me feel good. She was miserable here.
Right.
That's right. And in the same position as her, we would have all been miserable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That was an absolute graduation into heaven for my mother. She was young and all that, and healthy. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yes.
Go ahead, Scott. You gonna say something?
Yeah. So, in almost mirroring that, a couple of weeks, about last week, I talked to my grandma, about some things, and about 2 days later, I woke up about maybe 3:30 in the morning, and I carried on one of AMUN-RAYAY classes, right, talking about, talking about death, and the times that's really real, and to make a long story short.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. I didn't understand you, Amanda. Please go back.
I'm not getting excited. Okay, hold on, slow down. Okay, all right. So last week, I was talking to my grandma on my mother's side, right? She passed away, transitioned like years ago, right? I was talking to her about something, right? So this particular night, about 3:30 in the morning, I woke up, and what I do sometimes, I turn on one of your classes, right? I listen to one of your classes. I get back off to sleep, and I had the most vivid dream of my grandmother in color, and this time I actually saw her face, and she was beautiful. And I cannot get the image out of my mind to this day. And also in the dream, I was walking and talking to you, and you were going somewhere. This is when I saw my grandma, and I was like so shocked. And then this morning, right, I woke up about 3:30, I went late back down. No, in fact, I'm sorry, I woke up in the morning, took a morning nap about 9:30, and played one of your video tapes, right, one of your classes. And lo and behold, I kept saying, why the ceiling so close to me, right? And I realized I had an OBE. And I was like, oh my God, I just had one.
Right.
Yes.
That is great. You felt the ceiling getting closer. You couldn't understand why the ceiling was so close. Right. That's a typical sign of OBE.
Yeah. And then
you float up to the ceiling, right.
And then I tried some monatomic gold last week, right? It was Monday or Tuesday, this week. And I went back to sleep, fell out. And let me say, I see a slideshow sometimes.
Rahubat.
But I see patterns, right? So this particular time, I saw totally different patterns. And I've been blown for the past.
Were you looking at the ceiling? You saw the patterns?
Well, no, I was laying down. This time I was on my side, my back on my side. I saw the slideshow of different patterns. And why do they always come in patterns like different designs and shapes?
Yes.
And I always see like a green grid.
Yeah, you all are starting to wake up. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm like...
There's some very serious things happening.
And you know what, that's true. You're right. It comes gradually. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
I had no idea it would sneak up on you.
It's breaking through. It's breaking through the darkness. It's coming into the light. You're starting to wake up. You're coming out of that deep hypnotic spell.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
That's right. You're returning to the world of the first mind.
Yeah.
Now, Anuka's got something to really tell y'all, and I need y'all to scratch your head and ponder on this.
Let's go.
Okay, this morning I woke up with a very positive frame of mind, and I felt happy about it. It lasted all day, till now. Anyway, I was looking out of my window across the parking lot at the other part of our property, and on the roof I saw two white cats. One was like sitting near the edge of the roof, and the other one was way up high, like at the highest point of the roof. And while I was looking,
she was really seeing them on the roof outside.
Yeah,
because Hotep Harry, he came in there and he saw them on the roof too.
Yeah, but before that, I while I was watching them, all of a sudden, I looked down at my feet, and just like you said, God, this is vivid in real life. I looked down at my feet, and they were like walking like in a circular motion around my feet, around me. And while they were doing it, I saw something that looked like a puff of smoke rise up either out of me or moved away from me and disappeared somewhere further away from me. And after that happened, I saw the cat back on the roof again. And I wasn't sleeping. I was wide awake. And I saw the cat back on the roof again in their position where I saw them when I first looked out the window. So it was so strange to me. So I went and got Harry. And we stopped in the room next to me. And I said, look, I said, two cats over there. And I told him what I just said. And he saw the cats. But when Harry came, they just walked away, you know, like the cat near the edge of the roof joined the cat that was at the top of the roof, and they just disappeared. So I just thought that was strange, but
Rahubat, this is Ryan.
Good feeling. It stayed with me all day.
Rahubat, Ryan, you just missed something powerful from your grandmother.
Me and Alex are both here.
Huh? Did you all get what she said? What she said?
Yes, I did. Sorry.
All right, Harry, did you see those white cats too, right?
Yeah, what Nicholas said, she woke me up and I came over to that other room and I looked out the window and I seen those cats on the roof, like she said. It wasn't no joke, and this was in real time.
No, so let's establish what happened. She was in her bedroom and she went to the window. What made you go to the window?
It's been on my mind for a while to get back to my sewing. So I was standing there at the sewing machine, pondering how I was going to restart. And when I just looked out the window, and because the sun was shining so bright, I wanted to I like to look at it, you know, do my stargaze thing. So when I looked towards the direction of the sun, that's when I saw the two white cats, and I just focused on them.
And then you saw the same cats you saw outside on the light stuff roof start walking around your feet in the room, the same two cats.
Yes, I did. Same cat.
Now that's heavy. Then you saw a white mist like come out of you or move away from you.
It was like a puff of smoke.
I know what that is. Now see, I've encountered that as elders before. I can tell you that much. You kept asking me about it because I wasn't part of the dream experience. I didn't want to guess, but I can tell you for sure what that looked like the smoke is. Those are elders. Those are the elders, and they come to reverse negative polarity. You see, I have seen that. Khadija was sitting in a rocking chair over here one time, and she was being so negative, but I looked around, and it was a puff of smoke. Like you said, it moved this way right between us. And I said, what, you smoking? And she said, now, you know, we didn't smoke no cigarette for 30 years. She said, I don't smoke. But I saw it. I was walking with this one girl that was staying with me, Vanessa. And we were taking that long walk all of you all know. And we were leaving the church, walking back. And she was saying something about the police was at somebody's house. She said, they're going to have a bad day today. And I saw that mist move between us right there. She said, what was that? I said, and I told her what it was, the elders. And they come to reverse polarity here. That's what that white smoke is. You said you felt good. That's why. Ooh. They moved them evil creatures away from you. Yeah, that's what happened. The elders come and they appear as an etheric like misty vapor, look like smoke. That's how they are. But I wasn't gonna say nothing until I had something solid to say. No, you wouldn't imagine anything. Because Harry saw them on the roof, and but it was strange. You saw the cats moving around your feet too. All right, now, so you got to think about that. But I'm glad I got a chance to get you all out here to record that this morning. All right, Harry. Now, you had a vision too that was pretty strange.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, lately here, every time I dream something, it seems like we've gotten up on a high plane, and being in trucking as long as I have, I always dream like I'm driving a truck on a job. But I was on top of this hill, and there was some white guys out there, and they was working with me. And I looked up in the sky, and there was buzzards. They was just flying around up there in a circle of motion. And when I got out of my truck to go over where these other guys was, they landed, and they all was around my feet, just like a bunch of chickens, but they was buzzards. And I told the guys, I said, give them something to eat. and because it sort of scared me, but they wouldn't bother me. They wanted something to eat, and so I had something. I can't recall what I had, but I started throwing it on the ground, and they just started eating whatever it was, and I woke up out of that dream.
Yeah.
It was a strange dream, but
I do want to add myself too that I had an experience. Please, a couple of nights ago, I had been woke several days working, and I had drifted off. And I opened my eyes. The lights were on, but I clearly saw there was a dark shadow figure standing there. Look at a male figure. He was kind of short, kind of thick and short. You know, kind of round around the middle. Look like he had some type of hat on, but he was just standing there looking at me. I just, you know, and it's been a while since I saw once before I saw a shadow being walked through the wall by the air conditioner. And everybody's been here know what I'm talking about. And I could only see him from the waist up. And he had a wide brim hat on like the men from Black. And when he passed by, he tipped his hat at me. Like, yeah, that's right, this happened, and walked on into the kitchen. Then I had another one walk through the kitchen to the counter and started actually rustling the dishes and things on the counter. But, yeah, these spiritual things are starting to happen. There's a war in the heavens, believe I tell you. There's a war in heaven. I was thinking the other day about when I was coming back off that same walk one time by myself from that church way around there, bright summer. And it was a perfectly blue sky. It was so clear and blue, sunlit sky. And something told me to look up. And I looked up, and there was a big black circle, machine circle in the sky. I mean, exactly perfect. Machine, like a metal rim. And it was big as this little city. And it was pitch black in the center, and then all the blue sky around the outside of it. And it was kind of rimmed in a little white cloud, but it was like machine, perfect. And I was looking up at that black thing, and I was looking at the cars when they passed by and looking back, because they wasn't, like they couldn't see that big thing, you know, so I had a friend that lived across the street, so I was going to run over to his house and stand up on his banister and take pictures of it, and then hold my hand up and take pictures of my ring with my hand so you all can know it's not photoshopped, or I didn't just get it off the internet. As soon as I broke the pivot to run across the street, I was standing on my porch a mile or so away with the key in the iron bars, about to go in. And I said, what? Now, what happened right there? I really don't know, but, you know, I know I was, not too long ago, I was sitting out on the front porch toward the evening with Anubis and Hotep. And I was reliving that with them again. And I said, I can make that come back again. And I started focusing on it. But I looked up too quick because it was coming in the sky. The same big old thing was coming, and I could see it. And I showed it to them. But after I showed it to them, it just started fading away. All I had to do was just be still, be patient, and let it come all the way in. But, yeah, there's some serious things. And I am coming to you all. You're right about that, Amanda. It's true. A lot of people are seeing me come to them. That's why I was asking about Keith Moon if she was here.
Yes, I am. I'm here. Yes, I'm
okay,
here.
Okay, you've been having spiritual experiences too, right?
Yes. Well, I know a couple nights ago, a couple days in a row, I know AMUN came to me because
that's right.
I wasn't all the way asleep, but I was getting there, and everything that I seen was just like purple and blue colors. Those are the colors that I kept seeing, and I knew that it was him coming to me and stuff. And Tuesday, when I got up, I had this dream that I was in this really, like, expensive, this place was just absolutely beautiful. And the rooms were just really huge. And I didn't have to go in like other people, but the best way I can describe it is I climbed my way up and got in there or whatever. And
you always have to climb up to get those places.
Yeah.
But that's symbolic of like Jacob Flat, is symbolic of raising up in vibration. Or what I describe as climbing up on your own intellect. Like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. And so while I was in there, like I said, the place like was really, really expensive. It was just so beautiful. And what ended up happening is this room, I had my own place there. And I really can't describe it because, like I said, all the space was just so huge. And then the room that I was in, I was sitting there, and I was meditating, and I was vibrating real high and real fast, and I was levitating. And some
I don't know. I don't know if they were people or something, but something was trying to deter me from what I was doing. But I did not stop. I just kept my stance, and kept on meditating and kept on vibrating high and everything. And then that went away. And then after I got done with that, I started walking around, and I ended up seeing these Asian women off to the left, in in one of the rooms, because I was going somewhere. I was looking for something or something like that. And I seen them, and they just looked at me, and I looked at them. We didn't have any words or anything, and I just went back and kept on exploring this place and stuff. But it was a pretty awesome dream. And then, like, after I did that, then my youngest daughter wanted to be there as well, and I was telling her, what she needed to do to get in there and stuff to help her. So she climbed her way on up in there and stuff, and she ended up getting in as well.
Yeah, and I want to reflect back on what Amanda said about the ceiling getting closer. That's another symbolic way of ascending, of raising up in vibration. Remember when we were children, we used to raise up in vibration to the ceiling, a lot of times with our back to it, and the bad beings would try to jump up and get you, but they couldn't quite reach you. That's because you had floated up high. So when it's giving you, like you elevating or flying, so what it is you raising up in vibration, up into the heavenly planes or abodes where negativity can't reach you. I remember this one vision I had was reoccurring. I'd be in this beautiful place. Sometimes I would fly there, but this particular time I was walking down this boulevard, and it was like one of these California or New Orleans streets but it had palm trees and big trees in the mid-ground. You know what a mid-ground is, between the two. And they were coming from the sidewalk side all the way across to the mid-ground, and the mid-ground had them going like there was two tunnels on the street. You can walk out over your head with like round trees making a tunnel over the top. Just beautiful, and beautiful structures on the side, and there was this one big golden-like palace on the left side. And I knew that was where I belonged, right? And when I was walking and getting ready to go up those stairs, I saw Malachi. He was flying over me, tumble setting, turning head over feet, flipping head over feet while he's flying. And I asked him, I said, why are you doing that? And he said, oh, I always do that. And he just kept doing it all the way down the street. And so I walked up there into the building, and then I walked up the stairs. It's a big, giant building. It was a gold building with diamond flakes in it, like a birthday cake. I used to do stucco in California, and I did a house like that for my mother, with the gold flake stucco and all that. It was really, really nice. But anyway, it had everything, and it was bigger than a mansion. It even had big double doors where you could walk down the aisles. It was a indoor theater with all the chairs and things, just like a big movie theater. It had everything, pool tables. I like to shoot pool, and brothers and sisters walking around in white gowns. Everything smelled so nice and clean and beautiful. You could hear the music in the air. Big crystalline chandeliers. And then I walked around to the front balcony. It was inside the building. I could stand on the balcony and lean on it, look down into the big, like a ball floor. And I saw a lot of the brothers and sisters that have been with me over the years, all dressed in white. And they were so radiant and happy in these beautiful white gowns with gold trim. And they were just moving around, like floating around on their feet, talking, smiling, drinking punch, doing whatever they wanted to do, just free. They could do anything. It was just heaven, And I knew that. So I want you all to know that what I'm doing is we're gathering. We're gathering. That's why Harry keeps saying that we're gathering. He keeps saying us gathering. It is gathering of 144,000, and I suggest you all stay very close. Also, you'll see, if you look at politics on television, the Republicans just can't get it together. You see, the Most High is turning them all against each other and against themselves with their negativity. Their own negative energy is eating on them. Because negative energy or evil is just like a fire. It's got to have something to consume. It's insatiable. And if you light a fire with a match, if it burns up all the wood, you got to give it something else to feed or it'll die. So evil will die without them. So what it'll do, if it don't have nothing else to eat on, those elders boxing in like Rubik's Cube, it'll start feeding on the host. That evil has to have something to eat on, to feed on, don't you understand? To consume. And once you like, that ain't gonna that's not gonna put your fire out.
This is not a valid menu option.
Yeah, you're making your fire grow hotter, that's all. And it will grow hot, and I will it to grow hotter for you and everybody that is negative and evil. because they've had plenty of time to think about it and convert and change and turn. But they can't stop them little evil fingers and little evil minds. You see, they can't. And so they can't, their worms will never die, you see, and they'll be consumed by their own evil. You follow me? A lot of you watch the commercials. Now, how many of you have been seeing the commercials, like with Spectrum, where you're seeing all the white people falling from the sky, the fallen angels, hitting the roofs and all that? Yeah, you've been seeing it?
Yeah, I've been watching it too.
All the fallen angels, it's coming so plain, it's coming out. Like the Republicans, they can't, and they won the majority in the Senate, but they can't even pick a leader. Kevin McCarthy, they can't get a leader because in the House of Representatives, I'm sorry, and they turned on each other and on themselves, and they got evil inside the evil that's working against the evil, but it was all born out of the Trump era, you know. So they've reached an impasse where this irresistible force is running to this immovable object, and they're just stalemate. They can't do it because they're just sitting there grinding and gritting and just burning, you see, but they can't get past it. It's just evil on evil. And it finally then turned on itself. All praise to the Most High. And that gives everybody else a respite, so that heaven's doors are starting to open up in you all, because you don't let it be challenged by these evil lizards, you see. But you got to watch these people that's falling from the sky, what they're saying, too. And it's more than, how many of you all have been seeing, I told you I went to the doctor. I went to Dr. Hooter, and then she had that one eyeball under the door. Oh, she was so evil, wouldn't give me nothing for the black widow bite. And I'm not trying to kill you, Mr. Darrensburg, and all that. And I knew because everybody was there hearing her say that. Yeah.
I did hear her say that.
And we went to the pharmacy about 4 times. She kept saying she sent the antibiotics something for the black widow, but it was never there. We had to drive all the way to another city to get some from a strange place. Yeah,
that is true also.
And then I went to the other doctor. I went to her the last time with Harry, with Hotep here. And, you know, that's when I saw her one eyeball on the door. She turned to a little dark-skinned man, like an Indian, a Hindu. And, boy, she was so ugly in there. And then a big, tall white woman walked in, a big, tall, blonde woman. She was staring at me in the doorway. Then she broke her stand, walked straight back, didn't go to the counter or nothing. You can't go mute your phone. You can't go to a doctor's office, just walk to the doctor. But she just walked straight to the doctor. Stayed back there about 10 minutes. I don't know what they were doing, but she came out, opened the door, and she stared at me for a long time. Again, they started walking across the room in big steps. This was a tall cracker. She must have been 6'5". Then she just ran over and hugged me around my neck and started patting me on my back, talking about, don't let him, with her cheek up against my face, don't let him do it, don't let him do it, don't let him do it. Now, I don't know what she was doing behind my back, but I didn't like it. Then she got up and walked to the door to go out, and she turned around and stopped and stared at me a long time again, and then turned around and blew out and walked on out. But it's a lot of evil things. Then I went to Dr. Patrice Body, and this kind of Semite, or whatever you call it, I don't know what y'all call it. I don't know. She looked like my family, like Creoles or mulatto or something like that. Little skinny little witch with long hair like a mother goddess. And she was a real devil sitting back there. And I knew because I used to have her come in the room because this witch was doing all kind of evil things, shape-shifting and all this here. And so she brought me to a room, kept bringing me to a room with only one chair, so there wasn't a room for her to sit down. And then she was asking me to go lay down on this bed thing to examine. I told her, no, I'm not getting up there. I didn't like it the last time I laid. So I went over there and I was just sitting on it. And then she came over to me, and then all my skin just stood up red, real red. I'm red anyway, but I mean, it's a brownish red. It's not, but I was red like a fire engine red. And I didn't like that. I don't remember seeing my skin that red before. That's when I was in Michigan in the wintertime sometime, you know. And I was just too red like a you know, just red, not like human beings. And I didn't like that, you know. So I said, no. She wanted to listen to my back, to my heart and all. So I said, look, I just pulled my shirt down and stand up, you know. And she said, well, I'm not that tall, you know. And so I pulled my shirt down and turned around, and then I kind of glanced at her, and she was tall up in the air like me. This little bitty woman was tall up like me. And I heard it say, like it was asking a question and making a statement at the same time. You're a teacher. You're a teacher? You're a teacher. You know, like it was struggling with English. And I said, yes, like that. Then I sat down, and she put her hand on my left forearm, and then she started tapping it, saying, baby, baby, baby. And then I looked at her hand. It was turning into like a little plastic comb or some little bitty skinny, a tiny little hand. It looked like a little hand, but it was not real. It was like a plastic part, and it was baby, baby, baby. I was like, shit, no. And I just got up and baby my ass. I just got up, keep your little comb hand, the whole little thing. So I was telling y'all about it, but nobody knew it just sounds so crazy. Like when you tell people you move stars, things that happen when you with me gonna be out of this world, literally. But now, how many of you all have seen the commercials on TV where they got these little bitty hands, these people with these little bitty hands?
I've seen them.
Oh.
More than one commercial.
Yeah, they got about 6 commercials. Some of them got tiny little human hands, and then they got the little tiny hands like the plastic comb hands. That's more like it. Like a little Afro pick hand, real small though, sticking out the sleeve. Brother, I heard a brother said, what kind of little hands did you see in the commercial?
Like the plastic.
The plastic one. Okay, good. That was the one that they showed me, and when they were telling me and asking me at the same time, you a teacher? Like saying I'm a teacher, but asking me at the same time. Yeah, you can say something.
Up again. Yes, Brother Amun was talking about the little hand, and we were sitting here one night, and he took a piece of paper just before we seen the commercial. He took a piece of paper and he drawed that little hand on that paper, and he said, and he showed it to me and Nicholas. And I guess about 10 or 15 minutes later, that commercial came on, and he said that's what a.
Yeah, you had saw it before him. Yeah, okay. Now, so they were asking me, they said, well, what does that mean like that? I said, well, I don't know what it means, but I know one thing it's telling me. They're trying to convey to me that they got power in the world, in the media and all that, so it don't have to be just them shapeshifting in her office, but they got power with networks and all that. They can come and put that stuff on TV and all that. But that tells you two things. The creators working in the elders, too, because I know they're not putting on TV about them coming out of coffins and they Dracula or falling out the sky like fallen angels. So it's a lot of things happening. You see what I'm talking about? But they're trying to say that that's their plan, their part is fallen angels. And they got control of the networks and all that, so the little tapping hands, shape-shifting and all that, they're going to put all that stuff on TV so they communicate the message to me directly. Like I'm going to lose my mind. They don't know me very well. I've been everywhere, all out there, and they got to be crazy things I've seen and experienced. Go ahead.
So getting back to that Dr. Body, on my last 3 visits to the doctor with the Messiah, that little room that he was talking about, she had him in so that I couldn't accompany him. She came out of that room and she would look out into the waiting room straight and directly at me with this cynical look, this sinister look on her face. It was just so weird. It made me feel I didn't like it at all. So that the last time that I was there with him and she came out of that room, she tried to catch my eye, but I wouldn't look at her. I wouldn't let her look me straight in my eye anymore. And then asking him, why do you keep bringing these people
That's
here
right.
with you?
I forgot that. She gets so mad in that room, she kept saying, why do you keep bringing them here? Why do you keep bringing them here? And I didn't even respond to that. It's like, that ain't none of your goddamn business. What is it? Just do your job. What are you worried about people in the waiting room? How's that bothering you, nigga? Or whatever you're supposed to be, little demon? Why is that bothering you? That ain't your business. But you're supposed to be by yourself so we can really get to you good. No. I understand, but I'm not worried about you. Might make sure that you don't try to get to me and then wish you hadn't. Be like, boy, we can pull the wrong damn thing out the hat now, and the whole universe gets moving up in here. Now I'm telling you now, you better slow down. You better slow way down. Slow down, baby. Don't you move too fast. You understand? But like I say, this is the time where a lot of things are happening. This war in heaven is manifesting out in the open. I know these things sound strange to people, especially if they're newcomers. But now is the time for me to clear the floor so you can start asking your more conventional, traditional questions so that I can respond to them and maybe give you some clarity. All right, so let's open the floor. Now, who else has a spiritual experience or that first question?
I got a question real quick. I was watching something with my daughter today, and you know how they have those channels where, like, you can see out stuff is going out. I don't want to say out in outer space, but, just out beyond where we're at. And this guy was a TikTok user. And I guess they had, tried to shut him down before. But what they had, I think the channel was like ISS or something like that. And there was this huge, weird-looking mothership outside of the Earth. And he was talking about it. And I was just wondering about that because, like I said, it looks so weird. I don't even know how to describe it. And then, like, I went outside because I'm always looking up at the stars and and stuff like that. And the moon, where it was positioned at, in outside of my backyard, it was so low, just barely above the horizon. And then I noticed, Orion, the way it was positioned and stuff. And as I was looking, because I haven't seen any crafts in a while, and like I noticed that some of the stuff that's out there.
Your package has been made, and I'll be glad when we get it to you there. You hear me? I'm serious.
And so I know. So some of the planets that I do look up at, because I know they're not stars because of the colors that they have, but this one that I seen that I was really focused on, it was like a reddish, orangish color, and it was moving, You could tell it had to be pretty heavy because of how slow it was moving, but it was moving. And I just wanted to ask you about that.
Well, I mean, I can't really address that, except to say when you say the moon was low. I know when I travel to other planes and other worlds that the sky is always closer to the ground than it is here. That seems to be prerequisite. Wherever I am, it seems the celestial bodies are a lot closer. The sky is closer to the ground than it is here. That's one of the features that seem to be, included in all those places. So stars and moons and all that seem to be closer. And it's like, if I see the sun, I was in one place, I saw like 9 suns, in a line going across the sky. I've been in places I saw at least 3 Earths. So you have to ask, what was I on when I was watching them? I know I was standing up in the bed, and it was this kind of light brown sister that's always with me. I guess she's my one, And I jumped down and I went outside. Something told me to go outside, and I went. And like the days are not as bright as they are here with the sun, but it's lit, it's light. And I went, and it was like a concrete wall with grass up higher. And I had walked down like maybe where the water is, but I was right there about waist level. I could see all those people, big crowds of people, like at the Mardi Gras, standing in lines. And they were all staring up at the sky. So I turned around to see what they were looking at, and I saw the Earth in the sky. Then I saw another Earth behind it, then another behind it, all 3 of them like in a train going around the corner where you could be in the front of the train, you could look out the window and see the caboose from there. It was going around the curve. That's how they was coming around. And they started asking me, who are you? Who are you? They was all asking, who are you? And I was trying to figure out how to answer that because I wanted to say, who are you? But I just looked up at those 3 Earths and I started moving them around in different ways, moving them around a lot. And they looked at me and they said, is that you doing that? I said, yeah, that's me doing that. And they all mumbled, oh, yeah, and this, that, and the other. I was thinking to myself, that's as close as I can come to who I am. I don't know if I give you the name. If I give you my name, I don't know what good that's going to do. It wouldn't do, just like if you gave me your name, I still wouldn't know who y'all are. You know what I'm saying? But this is something, I can do something like this. I can do anything. You see, now that's who I am, or what I am right there. And how are you? I'm here to do good. I'm not here for nothing but goodness. So that's it. That's me. Love you. But, yeah, this is time. And I tell you, everybody looking within the sound of my voice, especially people like Don Cheadle, Wesley Snipes, Mariah Carey, all these different, Shaquille O'Neal. I was thinking about that one brother on the news, the kind of Roland Martin, and all of them. I'm trying to get in touch with them. And I keep asking people to get in touch with me, but I'm afraid the people I'm asking to get in touch with me are the very ones that don't want them in touch with me. You follow what I'm saying? So I need all you good people that's really sincere to get in touch with these people and get me a pipeline to them. All of them need to be helping us with the solution and helping themselves, too. They don't need beeping on no phone, Snake. And the people I know, like L.J. Reynolds, the lead singer for the Dramatics, and all those people, I need to start calling them for real. We need to start getting in touch with people because we got things to do. I want to get to building some of these places so I can call you all in, and we got a lot of things to do, in a short time to do. This is 2023 already. Understand what I'm saying? The final vortex is this year, and it could be tomorrow, and then you miss it, and then, you being this close, can you imagine yourself sitting on a couch in the living room with all your family and friends, and then comes on the TV news alert, and they get to showing all those people ascending up to the heavens, and you left behind everybody all shocked, but you don't want to sit down crying, but all humped over, your back jumping up and down, nose wide and flat, tears dropping out your eyes, big as the end of your thumb, splashing on the floor. And, they're like, what is the matter with you? What are you taking? And you looking at them with your eyes so full of salt water, you can't even talk, choked up. But you're trying to say, I was right there with them. I was right there with them. And I thought it was and I wasn't serious about it. I just let it go past me. I knew that we was moving. I know all this. I knew it was real. I was right there, and I didn't do nothing about it. I was an asshole. I was just acting like I was crazy. I was acting like it was some entertainment or something. I don't know, like I was at church. I was bullshitting, and I got left behind with you assholes for real, forever. Left behind. That's right. Left behind.
When the last time that the group was to come by, was it 43 or
the Biru already came by. But now, the Biru was parked outside the asteroid belt until 2040. Now, the final pickup will be August 12, 2030. But it's going to stay out there to 2040 before it departs again for Ilion, and for Risk. For the final Shar, the 36,000-year journey. Right?
No, I was looking on my phone, and I was on Google, and I was it's talking about the last solar eclipse. The next one's going to take place on 2024, and you won't see that no more until they didn't say how long, but I think the next one they did say the next one will come 2044, and I thought that was sort of strange, keeping up without teaching a little bit there.
Yeah, this is the time right now to get yourself serious and go to work right now and earn your seat. Really, you can play with it if you want to be procrastinating, but I'm telling you, you're going to have forever to regret. It's not a joke, and if you're blessed and privileged to be here, you better damn well take advantage of it and start getting these testimonies, these posts in here, and start exchanging information and open up them sites on Twitter. It's just an evil game being played with Twitter, and I need to get on there where all these stars and things at. I've asked you all several times to get me into Twitter. They're trying to block me in Twitter. Now, I know you can hear me, and many of you know how to do that. So, and if you don't want to be bothered, just call me up and walk me through it so I can do it. It's not personal. I'm not doing it for personal gain. We need to get this mission done. Or you really want to sit back here with these fallen angels? And keep telling yourself it's a joke. You think they're making these commercials about all these goddamn demons falling out the sky because it's fun? It's not real? Well, I can tell you one thing, Ukraine, they really are devils, and they really are creating hell. And they're going to hell for all the evil and ugly they're doing. And they're doing a whole lot of lying, covering up the truth and evil. Believe what I tell you, a lot more than you could ever see. But now, again, we'd like to know who got that next question.
Messiah, I like something to say.
Okay.
First of all, I should have my money for my package this week. On Saturday,
good.
Sunday, we need my package.
Yeah.
And 2 days ago, I seen a craft in the sky. It was like in the middle of the street, like in the center, in the sky, and we were sitting still. And I seen it, and it was creating some fog, like a lot of fog covered itself up.
Right.
Could you enlighten me what that was about? It was creating fog to cover itself up. Like fog was getting heavier and heavier and heavier.
Right.
And we were sitting still. I looked back up, and it was gone.
Okay. Yeah. That was, whenever you all see anything, it was your experience. They manifested in you. They wanted you to see that. It was like when I was in court, and I called thousands of people to the courthouse down the street here for Malachi. And I went up on the second floor, and Bastet and Rochelle and all of them was asking me, Ahmed, can we go in the courthouse? I said no. And so I walked in. I was the only one in there. There was nobody in there. And I got pulled over to the swinging gate that's petitioned between the courthouse actual floor and where the people sit. And I stood with my legs on that, facing the very back door of the court. And I stood staring at that locked on for a long time. And then it finally busted open fast. And it's a Malachi walking through with his eyes locked right on mine in a dark blue suit, just like y'all saw in the newspaper. And he walked right up to me, and he was looking straight up into my eyes. I was looking down into his eyes. And he was gritting his teeth with his vein, like on the side, like his temple. You can see the little vein, whatever you call that thing, moving up and down when you grit your teeth. And his eyes were just jet black holes. Never saw that before. Jet black holes. So I was staring into them black holes. And then after we stood there, I didn't say nothing, and he didn't either. And then all of a sudden I heard a lot of talking, and I looked up, and the court was full of people. All the seats were full. And I didn't even know what had happened. And he just walked over and sit down inside the court to the right with Sister Joaquin and his wife behind him. And like this, like in the papers, you know, same picture. And I was so messed up there, I just walked over and I put my back to the wall and slid down and was sitting on the carpet. On the floor, sitting on the carpet in a suit, sweating, just wringing wet. And I was looking at the side of his head, and he was still doing that, gritting his teeth, looking straight ahead. Then after it get called recess, I got up to go to the bathroom, and Dr. Bright, Orwin Bright, a gynecologist, we were both in the bathroom, and then we started washing our hands, and he was saying, Noble, he said, those young people are ignorant, and they're not going to give up their seat. He said, look, I'm leaving my seat for you right next to Dr. Robert Kimbrough because I have a emergency baby to deliver right now. So I said, okay, brother. And I walked on there sitting next to my partner, Robert Kimbrough, Dr. Kimbrough, General Medicine. And he started talking so much, trying to ask me about, trying to get me to go to the Empress of the Washita Radiology because she was my partner. You know, so he said, because we can start buying computers all over the place, you know, in Taiwan, different things, real cheap. And she can let us in at Louisiana without paying any taxes or bounty, you know, tariffs or whatever. And I heard him, but I wasn't interested in that right then because I had just been through something, right? And all the time he kept talking, you know, it looked like his mouth was like Charlie Brown. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone kept saying, turn around, but I didn't want to see nothing else. But I finally turned around, and that was Sheriff Seals. He was on the other side of the petition inside the court gate, and he had turned his head all the way backwards like the exorcist. Backwards was too far. You can't turn your head around that much. And he was staring at me again with them same black holes in his eyes, just like Malachi. And I turned around and looked at Dr. Kimbrough. And I was talking, I listened to myself like I sound like a duck. I couldn't even, it didn't even make sense to me. I didn't even know, I didn't even know where to start. And I'm not used to being lost for words, but I was trying to say what was happening right there, but it was something. I couldn't shit. Yeah, man, it's wild up in here. You know what I'm talking about? But now the reason I said all that is because, like with that black big giant thing in the sky, the cars pass, it's because regardless of what you think, with them cats, white cats on the roof, you can experience all them things being in a different world, and you can be surrounded by people and nobody know that but you. So don't y'all be acting like you confused or getting scared or like you lose your mind, and it could be just your experience. Are you following what I'm saying? Yeah, I know the positive. I know, but the thing with yours is that Harry saw him on the roof of the store too. I understand what you wanted to do. That's what I wanted to take pictures of that big hole in the sky too, so I could show the people. I was going to jump up on this porch sled, take a picture of it, and stick my hand up with the rings on it, and take a picture of that with that big black hole in the background. Because it was so, I couldn't believe that big thing was in the sky like that, taking up the whole sky. But when I went to run up the stairs to go and borrow his phone, you know, as soon as I turned the pivot off the sidewalk to run across the street, I was standing on my porch up the stairs with my key in the iron bars. I was like, what? In the same instant. I guess that's as loud as you to say, no pictures today, Daddy-O. No pictures. Yeah. Yeah, I know it, but we're going to think about that a lot. That's why I had y'all record these things. All right. Now, who got that next question or that next experience they'd like to share?
When I was still trucking, I was headed to Fort Worth, Texas. But I was on Interstate 30 coming into Greenville, Texas, and you got several little small towns there, and I was it's a little town called Fate, Texas. And as I was driving, heading west, out of the corner of my eyes, I looked up in the sky, and I seen this white smoke. To those of you that live in Florida, y'all probably seen them rockets when they send the rockets up in down there at Cape Kennedy. But the big end, you know, when the rocket's going up, when the Earth's going up, the big end of that smoke would be toward the Earth, and the small end would be right behind the rocket. Well, what I've seen, it was in reverse. The big end was up toward the sky, and the small end was coming. And the first thought, I'm saying, I wonder if somebody's shooting a rocket at, you know, shooting a bomb at us. But as I looked, it started changing shape. It was so amazing. I pulled my truck over, and I got my phone, and I kept looking at it, and as it was changing shape, it started to tumble. It went from like a rocket into like a palace, like a castle, and it was pure white. I mean, just it's hard for me to explain to y'all, but it was beautiful. And I'm looking at all this traffic passing me, and nobody, I didn't see nobody else stopped to see what I was looking at. But it was good. It was something to see. And that ain't the only thing I have seen, but I have seen many things. I won't take no more of your time right now, but I will. I'm like Brother Amun tell us. I'll put it on tape so I can play it to you.
All right. I want to try to say to you all that when you have these experiences that seem so strange, and like the Outer Limits and Twilight Zone, just understand that this is a mental creation, and your thoughts create reality. And that gives you a glimpse into what the possibilities of heaven are, and they're extremely, extremely unlimited. The thing that's beautiful about it is that when you have these different imaginings, when you're in heaven, you vibrate on a frequency where evil can't reach you. Boom, 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 can't touch this. You follow me? No evil can reach you, no evil beings, no evil thoughts. So you only think good continuously. And if your thoughts create reality, you're going to create constantly all kinds of different kind of heavens and beautiful things, breathtaking things. And the more beautiful things that you create with your mind, you're going to realize there's no extent to it, no limit. You're going to create more and more beautiful things, as beautiful as you can handle, including your own self and being. You follow me? So, welcome to the great new wonderful. It's not going to be like you go knock on big giant doors and St. Peter come, with a white man with a beard and all that kind of. Come on now, stop it. What are we going to be when we grow up? All right. Okay, now who's got the next question, family?
You told me to watch the Twilight Zone number 12.
Yes.
Just like you.
Yes.
Can you talk more on that, please, and break that down.
Okay. No, you are number 1. Number 12 is you. Did you watch it?
Okay, it was the one when the young lady was trying to express herself and be like an individual, and they said, no, we have to give you some medicine so you'll stop talking.
All right, I can explain that one. They were saying that she got to let them make her beautiful and make her perfect. In other words, they had a procedure, machines and things they could do. They trying to say that they could make you look beautiful. But it's not beautiful. What it was is they had to put her under the spell like the rest of them in the same state of mind, like the dial test, where that everything was white was really leprous and it was a curse, but they had to make her believe that they were all beautiful and all this. Instead of like they were saying, instead of ugly like you are. Well, she was saying, no, I just want to be me, just like I am. I want to be me, whatever I am. People should love me for what's inside of me, not the way I look ugly outside or whatever. And they kept saying it's not the way the world is. They're going to judge you by the way you appear. So you got to do something. We got to put you in this kind of programming thing here, where that you can appear to be beautiful forever and perfect. He kept saying, look at all the skin diseases you have, and you want to be. Look at your mother. She looked at how old and ugly she would be, and all full of skin diseases and all destroyed and ugly. Would you want that for your mother? And she said, no, but I'm making a personal choice and all. But that's what they were talking about. They were talking about the big, see, what it is white people are finding succor or grace under the spell, under the shade of these damn lies. Are you following what I'm saying? Like the Dow test.
Sure.
They get, that makes them feel good. They don't want to read Numbers 12 in the Bible, King James chapter 12. They're not trying to read, Jesus called that woman a dog and a girl a dog. They're not trying to hear the truth. You understand what I mean? They're not trying to see the truth. They want this spell, and what it is, Trump, is they'll kind of cloak for support any other devil that's trying to push that lie because it makes them feel good and beautiful. Are you following me? And anybody that tells the truth, they start developing enmity and think that that person's trying to hurt me or he's evil. No, nobody's trying to hurt you. And nobody's evil. But you got to expand your consciousness and think about how much pain has been on the original children all these thousands of years. How much they feel being lied on by the devil, like they black and ugly all this time, like they got ugly hair and ugly eyes and ugly skin. Can you imagine how bad and terrible they feel? And they created an image and likeness of the real creator? No, you can't lend yourself to that because you have to have a soul to do that. You too worried about your own personal goddamn feelings. That's why you're the devil. That's it right there, because you don't give a damn about nobody else and what they feel. or about your creator, or about the damn truth. It's not what you don't give a damn about that. As long as you make yourself, as long as you feel good about you, it's all about you, isn't it? It always was about you and nothing else. That's why you got kicked out the heavens right there. Because you once were an angel of beautiful light, a beautiful angel, but you turned ugly and bitter in your heart. You turned ugly in your heart, and you were cast down by that evil and wickedness in your heart. You lost your soul. You were cut off, cast down. Look at these commercials. You're going to see a lot of them being cast down, falling out the sky, hitting roofs and swimming pools and concrete streets. They're just falling down even right now. The sister Nubia called me from San Diego like last night, so early in the morning, and I was talking to her because she's got a problem. I had some herbs here when she was staying with me, but when she went back to California, I didn't see them no more. Anyway, she developed throat cancer. I'm sorry to say, and you can't understand anything she's saying. She said she's only got one vocal cord left, and and she's really tired. She want to go now. She's tired of, now I'm trying to encourage her. And I said, well, look, let me put together something for you to try to start helping you. You can start taking that. I'll come to you in light. But the same thing as then she's talking about. I save my money for priorities and different things. I have my different. I said, priority. So your health is not the priority? She said, no. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what you do. You want me healed? Then you pay for it and you get to give it to me. I was like, you see, you black motherfucker, you got to be. This conversation is ended. I can't listen to you son of a bitches no more. I don't want to hear the way you talk anymore. That shit that's logical to you. So fuck you're not even asking what my condition is, my financial situation is at all. If I had to give you, I wouldn't even be talking to you. It would already be in your mailbox, stupid. You understand? And for one thing, the earth would still be right here in abundance where I can send them to you, but they're not gone. They left when you did, right? Okay, well, that's what I'm saying is that. Now you got what it is. See what I mean? But now I seen her. I was in San Diego when I was living there. My brother Red was in my big picture window inside my house. I was out in the front yard. Beautiful summer California day. I was standing in front of my yucca tree, looking down in my yard. I was on a hill. I lived on a hilltop, so high I could look down and see all in Mexico. It was so beautiful with a beautiful blue sky. It was just like a postcard. I was looking, the property that I had this corner. And I looked up in the blue sky, and there was her mother, Alhuda, dropping out the sky, feet first, with her black ass, with a great Catholic dark robe on, like them monks or something, going around the top of the hill like on a zigzag pack, weed pack, with the rope around her waist and the black boots on, tall black boots tied up, Yeah, witch boots and a witch suit, and all of them always had that little cloak on their head. You always see them like that Trayvon Martin. Yeah, they really do. Like Friar Tuck, they do wear their little capes on their head, their little devil cape. Just remember that. And, because when they got the little cape on, they really in devil vibration right then, a lot. They'll put that little thing on their head. So that gets them in the role play that they really Satan, and they know they fallen angels. Remember that. It's not a joke. I saw Malachi sitting on that water in that lowest position with his right side to the water, bent over with that goddamn same old gray cloak on, with that thing over his head looking down. And when I sat in front of him, he raised up his head, and he was so ugly, I couldn't even describe it to you. Yeah, the clothes looking medieval, but he was looking like something that didn't even resemble nothing I ever saw before, except it was ugly. Only thing I recognized is I saw that green heart in his forehead, like when I pray and I put my forehead to the ground, and I recognized that. And that slowed me down from just attacking, right? Right then, just attacking the pure ugliness of it. But he told you about them devils. He said, if you ever see them in their true form, you're going to run. You're going to run from them in fear, just from the plain ugliness of them. But on that Twilight Zone, they were showing you, there was another Twilight Zone. See, all the Twilight Zones I'm pointing you all to are showing you the fallen angels have been using Twilight Zone and these different kind of pictures like Outer Limits and all these things here to describe to people what's going on. Trying to wake up other white people and making you think it's just a mystery or something. It's not. They're talking about with every commercial, angels falling out the sky. There was one Twilight Zone show on where this woman or man didn't want to get his operation to be made beautiful like everybody else. And so they, how did they do it? They had got him or her and had anesthetized him and tied him down to the medical chair and all that. And they were screaming and fighting, no, I don't want it and all that. and they had all the doctors and nurses dressed in white with their back to the camera, working, getting ready to work on them like that, and they all turned around, looked at the camera at once, and they all had pig snouts and faces, cursed and hated as apes and swine. Oh, they were so fucking. You talking about? Look like they would beat with an ugly stick.
That's one of my favorites right there.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
They had them deep lines in their foreheads and stuff too.
Yeah, the lines in their forehead, big pig, ugly style. They was ugly, cursed, ugly mother. And then they were trying to make everybody beautiful like them. You know, and then so niggas was running out here like Michael Jackson, born a handsome, blessed boy, and he was cursing himself to look like them fucking things. That's disgusting. Just chopping, cutting up his face and nose and frying his hair.
She was distraught. I said she was distraught too when them bandits just came off. And then at the end, you know, the guy that was looking regular, they had him come to her talking about she'll be with other people that look just like you and all this other stuff.
Yeah, right, because they kept saying, oh, no change, no change. She was looking like a regular cracker, like a regular white woman. She wasn't looking like the pig, ugly monsters like all the rest of them. But see, I'm going to show you how deep that was. See, that show was telling you, Keith, that just in their normal state, they cursed and ugly and apes and swine. They cursed ugly motherfuckers real bad. So ugly, you know. But they had gotten so deep to where that that it was normal for them to, you know what I'm trying to say? They were trying to say that they had to get something even uglier than that to make that look normal. You understand what I mean? But that was the curse right there you was looking at when they said there was no change, she was the same. That is the curse that Ark was talking about on the Twilight Zone. She was asking about, you look like number 12 or whatever it is. They look the same way. That was the curse, and they ugly already. But they got people under the spell so they can't see a doll test. You understand? They looking at it, but they can't see it. You follow what I'm saying? That's right. And if you think that curse ain't real, that spell ain't real, you wrong. They took 6,000 years to put that spell on you. And they make you see what they want you to see. And when they say beauty's an eye of the beholder, that ain't no damn joke. People can be ugly as cursed homemade sin, but if you've been told over and over again that they're beautiful, that's a beautiful look, then you believe it. And these things are not important to me because you shouldn't judge people but by the content of their character, like Martin Luther King said. But when I hear white people talking about, you see, that's the only thing. You're supposed to be a Messiah with divine love, and all you want to talk about is race and how people look like, you know, about God is black and all. What? That shouldn't make no difference. God ain't got no color. I myself, I know what you're saying. Now everybody's supposed to quit right now while you got it in everybody's mind that God is white and white people beautiful and all black people ugly. Fuck you. Now it's time to stop right there while everybody's stuck like that. Wrong, devil. Now it's time for you to set the record straight. Then we can stop. No, God ain't got no color because you can't see God. But why did you make him white? Now everybody got a white God in their mind. You want me to stop and shut him? Don't say nothing now. Leave it where you beautiful and handsome and I'm fucked up and God is looking like a curse? Are you crazy? Your Bible is saying in Numbers 12 that being white is a curse, and you're going to make out that the God in the Bible that cursed people white is cursed white? Stop it. Somebody got to say something around here. First off, son, I got to let people know you Satan, you're not God. That leave it to be for bullshit. Y'all fucking fallen angels and devils, and you black bastards worse than them. You low down, you scum. They curse too, the black ones, in different various ways. They know they're unhappy with what they make in creation. They fucked up. I don't care if they think they Pimp Willie or Gina Lola Bridget. They cursed and ugly. Because it does come from inside. Doing and thinking all these ugly things continuously. Trying to block the truth and the light and the creator for real. You son of a bitch, you. Yeah. I'm glad your ass cursed. Because you earning it. Anyway, let me try to work on something here to try to get people to heaven. All right. The question is, will you be going to the new heaven and the new earth? Okay, what does that even mean? How is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? How do we know if we're going to go to the new earth? And are those not going to die? What happens to them? I'm going to explain things from a scientific viewpoint. From what we know, it's just really scratching the surface to tell you not only how you can go to a new earth, but that you can start today to shift into it and start to experience some amazing things that are happening. Right now, everyone has access to this. Are you ready? Let's get started. I'm going to help you break through the barrier and live an amazing, awesome life. And I'm telling you right now, once you change your mind The things you look at will never change until you change the way that you look at things. Keep living and covered in that goddamn lie and stand with the truth. Only the truth can make you free. Better stop that lying and trying to cloak under it. You better stop it. Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to do this? All right. So if you see okay. The Schumann resonance is the documented frequency of the planet. So I asked all you all that's serious about this to look up the Schumann resonance. SHUMAN, the Schumann resonance is the vibration of the Earth. It vibrates on a certain frequency. But the Schumann resonance is speeding up faster and faster. Just like a little girl's bike, when the wheel spokes are still, but she starts faster and faster making it go around, you can't see the spokes no more. So you're living in two realities. And one of them is beginning to disappear. That's the one that we're going to. So it's disappearing to the ones being left behind, but it's becoming clearer to us. And y'all starting to see these beautiful buildings, beautiful rooms, and beautiful palaces, and your beautiful self. Okay. You know, as the spell is lifting, you're not thinking of yourself as no ugly nigga and all that. No. Okay. The Schumann resonance is the documented frequency of the planet. This is science. The frequency of the planet is almost double what it has been in the past. It has reached an historic all-time high frequency. What is a higher frequency? Well, within a high frequency, anxiety, depression, illness, all disappear because there's no imbalance in a higher frequency. And I'm gonna tell you something. The devils will try to justify their evil by saying, "Well, there has to be a balance in nature, right? You gotta have evil to balance against the good." Watch, that is a demon talking to you right there. But now, you know, they become clear and clear, like on that commercial with the little boy. His father didn't want him on drugs, and the snake is trying to get him to get drugs, and his father's testing him to see if he's going to give in to the serpent. Don't listen to no shit like that. People talking about ain't no such thing as right and wrong, and all. That's the devil is doing that shit. But if you do the same wrong to him that they're trying to do to you, they'll holler like a pig stuck under a gate. So remember that there's no illness. That's why devils around you, they'll always try to get you all excited and anxious and depressed and angry, you know, because it starts tearing down the immune system and attacking it. You understand me? And then they'll poke you for, you know, pitchfork you for being sick. There's no imbalance in a higher frequency. I'm not lying. When Khadija was here, I was about to die. Hotep was here. Tell him, Harry, I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat.
Yes, Amun and Khadija, we would always walk down by the Veteran Hospital and on down there to there's a little pond down there that we would sit and rest and then come back. But this one day that we was walking, the sun was out and Brother Amun usually be out front walking, but this time he was lagging behind, and something just told me to look back. When I looked back, he was sweating and he was just like he was about to faint. And I told Khadija, I said, look at us. I said, we better stop and let him rest now. And but that amazed me that day because I know how fast he can walk. He can walk up these hills when he's feeling good. I don't care how big he is, he'll leave you standing still. But I want to give witness to that.
Yeah, so if you be sick a lot of times, you got negative, check around and see who you got negative around you. That negative energy will drain your health and destroy your immune system, I'm telling you. Let these evil things, just let them talk. Just talk to them on the phone, and they'll shatter all peace and goodness. Just to feel how their rotten, evil mind think. Just to feel their evil thoughts, it'll shatter your peace. There's no imbalance in a higher frequency. That's why there's no evil there. So when I'm talking about you need evil to balance out good, evil don't exist. Okay, a lower frequency is density. So when things slow down and vibrations so slow, they start to congeal into a steam and then eventually coagulate into water and then eventually ice or bones and teeth. Scientists have proven that those humans below a 7.8 hertz frequency, which is where we want to be or above, below that have a symptom, now below 7.8. So what you can do is look up on the tree and see the Schumann resonance, and then see try to figure out whether you're at 7.8 hertz or what your frequency band is. Because if you're below that, you'll have symptoms of depression, anxiety, fear, illness, and this is all real stuff. Frequency counts. It's the only thing that does. Now we know when you have a low frequency, you become ill. Your DNA literally, this is scientific studies that have proven this, your DNA literally gives up. When you're going to a high frequency, which is joy, love, peace, all these beautiful feelings, your actual frequency rises. You have an electromagnetic field. Everything does. Actually, you have a field of radiation. It goes up, it opens up like a lotus, right? Just like your DNA does. An unfolding, a parasa, like a butterfly's wings. And the beauty is the effect you have on other people's DNA. This is what's happening on the planet. The frequency is going up. See, the Schumann resonance is going up. So do some research on the Schumann resonance and see how it's over doubled in the recent years, since like 2012. You see? And which is making a lot of people feel a lot better, but some negative people are starting to feel bad and confused and angry, and they losing. The devil's going crazy. Not just on its own. We're doing it. That's us doing this, raising up the frequency. She's evolving too, right? She's alive, beautiful energy, and as is everything I heard beyond. We're contributing to the higher frequency. That's what we're doing in this class, bringing up the frequency with the truth. We're raising up the frequency of this planet. That means we're raising our frequency. That means we're awakening. That's why you all start being in touch with these spiritual experiences and spiritual realms, because it's not physical. That's why you're being able to see your mother and what have you. It's really happening. We're doing it. That's why y'all walking through walls and moving stars. The site and other planets within the solar system have also shifted into different frequencies. And it's definitely directly affecting us. So it's not just the Earth, it's the whole creation is raising up in frequency. Are you following me? So there'll be a new heaven and a new earth. Now, a lot of you all, let me interrupt this, have been seeing and bearing with other people that see UFOs and different things more and more frequently. The U.S. Navy reporting them all in California, San Diego, they all over the place. So I want you all to tell me, who are those extraterrestrial beings?
Us in the future?
That's exactly right. They are us in the future. This species of human beings is not just a new experiment. We've been here a long time. We got footprints right alongside dinosaur footprints. So I read in the Holy Tablets to you all about electron, proton, neutron grid to neutron, electron, proton grid, how you shifted into like grays with the black eyes. I don't mean black holes like Malik. I mean black, big cow eyes like shiny. But you're transforming into new beings, right? Now they say Nubian to say it real quick, but it's new beings. So 40,000, even 100,000 years in the future, there's a lot of problems that had a rippling effect that started a long time ago, and it's rippling into the front, and then it grew out of control, and it's causing a lot of pain and a lot of hell that's unsustainable. They can't take it. And so they're coming all the way back. Like Malachi told y'all a long time ago that there are corrections that have to be made. That you all had 97 different corrections, and how many of them were left we still have to make. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm helping you all to make your corrections and correcting myself. You follow me? And what you call them miracles, it's just you raising your frequencies up. That's all. Where everything and anything is possible. So I've been getting you all to heaven and out of hell in increments, just a little at a time, like this human resonance. Because if you raise up a person's vibrations all at once, it's like having ice water, a sink full of ice water, and you take a red hot skillet and just drop it in ice water, it could break and shatter. So you have to gradually do that, you know, and then if the body adjusts to because the body gets shattered if you just raise up in frequency too fast. Now, going back, yes, it could shatter. So going back to these extraterrestrials, they all coming back to Earth to make these corrections because there was a big, ugly accident that happened in the past, in their past. A big, terrible thing happened. The ugliest big thing you could imagine. It was more powerful than a trillion atomic nuclear bombs. It was something real ugly happened. And they're coming back to make the corrections because it's collapsing their future. Are you following me? Now, I need somebody here that hasn't talked to me about this on the phone to tell me, what do you think that big, giant, ugly accident was? That they here could correct the symptoms to it. Okay, 1025. That's what it was, the fallen angels. Yeah, I know, but I know I talked to you about it already. See, that was the fallen angels. Time to go outside, but I said that was the fallen angels. When they fell from heaven, and they start thinking evil in the middle of divine love, and that's all the only reality. That was the big accident, the explosion of evil shit that spread all over everything beautiful. The doo-doo of the devil. That is the big ugly thing. And I want to caution every devil, especially you RH hybrids, negative fuckers. The real reptilians are coming back here, and they hunting y'all down to kill you. They get rid of all the evil hybrids, the children of the Watchers. You are the goddamn accident, evil nigga, evil cracker. You're the goddamn accident. You are the problem at the root of the difficulty. You're the difficulty at the root of the goddamn problem. You're the devil. That's the problem. That's what done happened to this beautiful existence. You. All right, now we need to all be outside, get ready to perform some miracles for the world and for yourselves. Now, who's going to move something first, family?
I will.
I'll go.
All right.
I'll go.
Okay.
Marua.
All right, Marua, go ahead. And Miami Beach, are you?
St. Pete, Florida.
Okay, St. Pete.
St. Petersburg.
All right, go ahead. What you
Yes,
going to move?
All creation go up in the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. Going up.
Moving up.
All creation go clockwise in a circle, clockwise circle. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY.
Going clockwise.
Going clockwise. Going clockwise. All creation drop down in the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. Dropping down.
Dropping down.
All creation come closer in the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. Come closer. Coming closer.
Moving closer.
Keep coming.
Moving closer.
All creation go back. Zoom back out. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. All creation go to the left in the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. It's going fast, too.
Going left.
Stop and go back to the right for the chosen 144,000 elite star movers. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. Thank you, Messiah.
I love you. All right, who's next?
I should I love you.
I love you more.
I'll go next. I see Orion.
Okay.
Mr. Lucas,
All right.
the bottom right.
All right.
The bottom right. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move up. And it's moving up fast, too. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, yeah. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, drop down. It's coming down. Coming down fast. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move to the right.
Going right.
Moving right. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move back to the left.
Moving left.
Moving left.
Left. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, come closer. Move closer. Move closer. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move back. Move back.
Going back.
Move back. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, go in a clockwise circle.
It's going clockwise.
Moving clockwise.
I love you.
Oh, homicide, I love you. Oh, how you
I love you more. All right. What you got? What you got, Ryan in Pennsylvania? Okay, go ahead, okay.
Okay. Brother, I remember you want to put my face in the moon?
All right. Is it full? Wait.
Yeah,
okay. Yes, I see it. I see it.
Clear.
All right. Let me move it a little bit first. Yeah, I'm putting you in there now.
I can see the eyes coming in, both eyes, and the nose, and the mouth.
I can see it for me as well.
It looked like he got a little smile on his face.
Yeah, I see.
Look at those full lips. Oh.
That's somebody smiling on the moon?
That's Harry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brother Hotep.
I see it.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Messiah and the family.
Yes, we love you.
Messiah, I will go.
Okay, very good.
In the
I
name
want
of
my face
AMUN-RAYAY,
on
the
the moon.
Messiah, the one and only true Messiah.
What are you going to move, Kim?
In the name of, I'm gonna move a star.
Okay.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, star, go clockwise. And it's going clockwise.
It's going
In the name of
clockwise.
AMUN-RAYAY, in the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, star, run up.
It is moving up.
It's going up.
Moving up.
Going up.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, star, drop down.
Drop it down. Dropping
And
down.
drop it down. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, all creation, go up. All creation going
Moving
up.
up.
Thank you, Messiah. Tower Hat.
I love you.
Love you more.
I love you more. All right. But
Can you
Todd,
my
Delonte
face on the
in D.C.
moon?
Yes, I can.
I see something, Moon.
I know. Your eyes should be coming in pretty clear.
Yeah. Yeah. No, her mom.
Yeah, I see her eyes. I see her nose. I see her mouth.
Yeah.
I see her.
Yes. I love y'all.
I love you
right.
so much.
All right.
No, her.
Look here. All right. Look what we're going to do. Today is Thursday. I'm going to give this class a rest because I want to get into some deeper things with you all, but I find I'm going to be time barred. I might be teaching till the sun come up, so I'm going to let you all go. I want to see who all's going to write testimonies and send in donations. Get a hold of these spiritual packages. These things are going to help raise up your vibrations, and I'm giving you all monatomic white powder gold, $200 vials of it right now. So don't be late. And the ones of you who have the packages, don't play talking I'm taking this and not that and all that. Don't play with yourself. Don't think you know what you don't know, or act like you do know what you don't know. Get serious. Find these places. No, you got to take the capsules too.
I should have a tracking number.
Oh, you got a tracking number for me. Okay, I love you. Bless your soul. I love you. Now, you know that's real. You know we need that. That goes without saying. They're doing everything they can to keep me from having resources so that they're trying to stop me, trying to stop this mission.
That ain't gonna happen.
So you know if they're putting y'all in hell, you know what they're doing to me. You don't have to be that. You don't have to. That's an easy thing to figure out, right?
Right.
When you see those beings falling from the sky, listen to them talking about we freezing all your accounts and cutting off your money and listen to what they're saying when they falling. I'm waiting to try to pay a tax bill, and I got to get more money to do it so they won't try to just take everything from us. You hear me?
Right.
So we need donations and we need help to do this because they're trying to block us. You know they're trying to block you, what they're trying to do to us. I love you and appreciate you. We just need a lot more of these tracking numbers.
Correct.
But I do love you all, and I know you know I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love you. I would just be looking out for me and mine, right? I would be looking out for me and make myself Big Willie in the world somewhere like a black devil, right? Why should I duck all this hell from these shit-eating demons with their ugly, putrid minds to tell y'all the truth unless I really love you? In fact, I'm trying to save them too with their rotten, stinking ass. Yeah, they are rotten, putrid. You know, they know they ain't nothing but a turd in the punch bowl. Plum ugly. Yeah, they curse for a reason. I love you all. I love you a lot. Send the testimonies in tonight. And get these marketplaces open to spread this doctrine all over the world. Get me up in Twitter right now. For real. Stop playing these little, don't play the little games. It's ugly. It'll curse you now, make the fire catch up. Be serious. I love you all. One love. AMUN-RAYAY. And I hope did y'all get anything out the class?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm so very happy for that. I'm so very happy. Write the testimonies and let the world know. Get these things up and now put these posts out there, put them in Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all over the world. Shut people hang up while I'm talking about what we need to do. They ain't gonna make it. I love you.